Okay, here we go. I don't know what that was about. Probably have to do with the outages that's happening, etc. But here we are. Hi guys. How you doing today on this hot Tuesday? Well, this weather is like really hot today, and thank God I'm under the AC today. Because for the next few days it's going to be really hot. I'm thinking that what 90, 95 degrees, and hopefully there's not a lot of power outages that's happening. But in any event, I hope you guys are doing okay. Make sure you're someplace where the weather is really cool and that you are under AC and you have a lot of liquids like water to drink. You know, don't allow yourself to get dehydrated in this weather. What I like to do is just put a bottle of water in the freezer, let it freeze up, and if I have to go out, take it with me. So I hope everyone is doing good today. The topic of discussion is be true to yourself. I know yesterday was like this big topic I did, and I hope that it resonated with many of you, and that whatever was said in that video yesterday, that some of it you can take and it could help you with your own circumstances or situation. And remember that this is a no judgment zone. We don't judge people here. It's not important to me what other people are doing with other situations or channel, but on this channel, we're here to uplift and to help others, not to judge or condemn, you know. And also, one last thing I want to say before I get into this video is that I'm not a therapist of any sort. I don't have a certification or degree um, as a therapist. I'm just someone who is sharing my experiences of everything that I've gone through and how I've gotten through it. And perhaps some of these things that I'm sharing may resonate with you and your own situation. And perhaps you can apply what's being said and it can help you with your own circumstances. So, with that being said, let's jump into this topic today. I have a little outline like I normally do. Sometimes I don't, though. It depends on what I'm discussing. It is never allow fear to stop you on this journey to heal. Because sometimes when you decide to get on a journey to heal and you decide that you're going to heal things that feel broken within you, you want to nurture your inner child because your inner child has been traumatized by certain events and circumstances that's happened in your past. Um, it's important not to let fear stop you. I know I did that for a while. I didn't want to face certain circumstances and situations that I was going through. And one of the places that I always emphasize is therapy because that's a starting point. These things don't come with a book of instructions on how to, we have to like navigate through this. And one of the ways I navigated through it was starting with therapy. And then I started to put the other pieces of the puzzle together to see the picture. One day at a time, one step at a time. Nothing happens quick like a microwave, nothing happens overnight. Just one day at a time, one step at a time. Nothing ventured, it's nothing gained. Um, it is important to be true to yourself on this path when you start to heal things that feels broken within you. It's important to face, these situations and circumstances and, hold yourself accountable for whatever part you played in it, like I had to do with myself. And then, start the work to do the rest of it. Mostly, it's about healing yourself, self love, self care. When you start the self care, and some of the ways that I talk about it, I emphasize music, meditation, and I stay in prayer a lot with God. I couldn't do any of this without God, and I'm always talking about Him. I'm not a religious person at all. I go to church from time to time, but I am not a religious person. I'm a person who do have a relationship with God. He has helped me through a tremendous amount of pain and circumstances that I would have never been able to get through without him. It, you don't have to sit in a church every week for God to help you. I'm someone who, as long as you are someone who is sincere about everything and you're determined to, heal what's broken or feels broken in your life, and you want to have that relationship with God, you can have that relationship with Him. I'm living proof of that. Um, be yourself. For me, all my life, I talked about this a little bit on a platform yesterday about being outside of the box, being different from everyone else. That's always been the case with me since I can remember as a child, you know. And I used to, get depressed at times because people would I would be just bullied a lot all of my life, half of my life anyway. Um, and I just learned just recently after my mom passed away in 2020, and I was at the lowest point of my life. I learned how to get through things through prayer, build myself up. I don't have to have 1,000 people around me to feel good about myself. I had to learn who I was and how important I am to God and how I matter just like everybody else matter, you know. And it took a lot to build up my self-esteem, and that's where I started with therapy, building up my self-esteem because all of the other factors I could not put into play until I built up my self-esteem, which was very low. I could not set boundaries or do any of the other work until I built up my self esteem. And that was important to me because it had been low for so long. I had to learn how to build that up by taking care of myself through music, through meditation, removing the toxicity, not engaging in things that is going to bring down my vibration and make me feel bad about myself or etc. And it took a lot of work, one day at a time. you know it's like getting on a bike and riding and falling down, and then getting on again the next day and riding and falling down until you finally ride that bike without falling. It's just like life itself. Like I talked a lot yesterday about learning lessons, and I didn't learn them. I just kept riding that wheel until the wheel was about to fall off. And then I finally started to say, "Hey, I don't want to ride this wheel anymore. I want to do the work," and I started to do the work. And as you do the work in the beginning, it's so hard, it's so painful because you have to look at certain aspects of your life and what went wrong, why it went wrong, or why you went through certain things. And as I always talk about here, life is a journey, and it's about circumstances and situations and people that are allowed to come into our life for a reason, season, lifetime, or a lesson. And I emphasize the lesson part of it because without learning the lessons, I couldn't grow and evolve, you know. And I had to look at these things and see why it was repetitive, why a lot of things was happening again and again, like deja vu, but not in a good way. Until I learned that I had to, work on myself. And once I started to do the work and start to persevere and be consistent with it, then not only that, asking God to help me. And like I always say, as I take a step or half a step, He was taking two and three in the background. And as I saw that each time that I took these steps, it helped me and motivated me to keep moving and not to give up on myself. And I'm encouraging you guys because if I can do it without a support system of individuals, only God, because I did a lot of this alone besides God. And it was hard because I was still in the middle of grief and pain and all of the, stuff that was painful, but I still continue to persevere. I never gave up. And I'm asking you guys, don't give up because none of this is easy. Nothing ventured is nothing gained. But if as you keep moving and you keep working on yourself, you will see the results, you know. And as you see the results, continue to talk to God. You don't have to have rehearsed prayers with him. Talk to him. Tell him you need his help. And as long as you're sincere and you being your authentic self and you are doing the work, God will help you. I'm just going to look at some notes for a minute. I found out on my healing experience, you know, that a lot of people were not happy about the new me as I start to change, evolve, and grow. But I needed that so that I could be the best version of myself, and then I could build up my self-esteem, so that at that point, as I build me up, then I started to self-care. And as I self-care and started to feel better about my life and about myself, then I could establish boundaries with others. Boundaries that, I'm not going to accept toxic situations and drama as I did before. I'm not going to be subservient to other people and their situations and their toxic situations and what they have going on. I matter just like the other individuals here on earth. You matter as well, you know. So build up your self-esteem if it's low, and continue to work on yourself. Surround yourself with positive individuals, uplifting people, people who want to see you win, and not those who are envious of your growth, and that the fact that you're evolving, you're growing, and you're doing better in your life. Because sometimes what has to be done, I had to leave people behind because they were not walking the same direction that I was walking in. Some people don't want to heal, as I said yesterday, and you can't motivate them or get them to do something that they are not interested in. And we were walking down two separate paths, so I have to go and take care of me because I'm just as important, just as the next individual, and you are as well. You know, um, and I had to learn how to trust God and make him my source, because I was putting all my trust in relationships, people, family members, and everything else. And these people were not giving back to me what I was putting out to them. I was just being a source of being subservient to people who really didn't value who I was. And I had to flip the script and turn it inward so that I can take care of me, give to myself, build myself up, cultivate my relationship with God, because God is the source. This is going off again, guys. I don't know if you guys are getting this about the power outage, but yeah, that keeps going off, letting us know that there's some power outage, and a lot of the major companies, um, 911 and all of that. I don't know what's going on. They're having a power outage and they're providing a different number to call in case of an emergency. Pretty sure everyone is getting that now to their cell phones. So, anyway, as I was saying, build yourself up, do things that's going to make you feel good about yourself. Take time out every day, to have time to yourself. No matter how busy your life might be or your schedule, take an hour or two to yourself to do something that is enjoyable to you, that makes you feel good, and that's going to build you up. And I'm talking about positive things, that's going to uplift you. And as you start to do that on a daily basis, you're going to start to feel better about yourself, and you're going to raise your vibrations as well as your self esteem. Music, um, being out in nature today, really, for me, it's not a good day with this weather, but do other things. If you guys play any type of musical instrument, do so. Take the time out to do that. And those things really is like a healing source. Music really is a healing source. I have a playlist of it. And then I listen to videos. A lot of things I like to watch also is dog videos. People post a lot of that on Facebook, um, funny videos with their dogs. I do things like that. I don't allow myself to engage in toxic things and toxic people and situations. And as I pull myself and my energy away from that, I notice that some of the past folks, feel some kind of way about that, but I can't engage myself in that. It's important for me to build me up, and as I do this and I talk about these things on these videos, it may help somebody else. Like I said, and I always say here, that there are people out there who don't communicate what they're going through. They could be in a lot of pain due to some traumatic experiences that took place in their life, and they're having a hard time because of it. They can show up here, invite them to these videos, because we talk about all types of pain and trauma here, and how to build, and I talk about through my own personal experiences on how I build myself up. One of the things with me that was so difficult to get through is the loss of my mother and my dog. I had a lot of other losses as well, a good friend, people just, and these losses were tremendous, because I talked to my mother a lot about circumstances and things that would happen. And she would give me some advice, when she got older, and she mellowed out a lot, and she gave me advice about things. And I miss that, those conversations having with her stories that she used to tell to me, adding her own twist to it, and just seeing a smile on her face, and things that I used to do with her. And life is not the same because she's not here. But one of the things my therapist always emphasized to me, and I'm emphasizing this to anybody here who needs to hear it: if you lost a loved one, a spouse, a parent, a child, God forbid, you know, one of the things that I would say to you is that your family or your spouse or whomever it is that you lost that meant so much to you, they would never want you to stay in a place of pain and depression. They would want you at some point to move forward, to heal that, and to embrace your life to the fullest. Because the clock is always ticking daily. We can't get back the time that we lost in the past. So we need to build ourselves up, and so that we can feel better and whole again. We never get over the loss, but we can get through the pain of it and embrace our life to the fullest and live our life, because that's what they will want for us, and not to stay stuck and stagnated in pain. Because that pain can eventually lead to deep depression and negative thoughts, and we don't want anyone in that place, you know, to stay stagnated in that pain. Excuse me, guys. And just keep working on yourself and be patient with yourself. If it's other things that you can do, it's just, that bubble bath with candles and music, do things to uplift yourself. A massage, working out at the gym, a pedicure, go to the hairdresser, the things that make you feel good about yourself, that special blouse or pair of pants that you want, that purse, uplift yourself, nurture yourself, that inner child. And as you do that, you're going to start to see the changes. And also ask God to help you, because this is not something that you can do alone. I know that I didn't have a support system of individuals, but having God and staying in prayer, moving forward, and making vows to him has helped my life tremendously. I'm not the Lisa who I was a few years ago, and I'm grateful for the change, because it's for the better. And as I change and get better, and I talk about these things and pay it forward here on this channel, I can be helping a whole lot of people, because not everybody is willing to talk about what they're going through, but they can tune in to the channel and listen to the things that I've gone through and what's helped me, and they can apply it in their own situations, and perhaps they can benefit and get better as well. And as you do that, you can help someone else who might, after you go through your situation, somebody else may be going through that and may need direction on how they can get through this pain of it. And you may just be that person to help them, because whatever they are particularly going through, you probably already went through it. And you can help them and tell them your own story and situation, which can help them get through this situation. So it's important to do that. Guys, I'm getting another one of those things on my other phone here. Um, yeah, but hopefully that's the power outage with that is over with, because that's like, wow. So, yeah, guys, we got another 3 days of this. So just take care of yourself. Make sure you have a lot of water. Make sure you're under AC or someplace cool, and make sure you have food and everything that you need, because this weather is really, really can dehydrate you, make you sick. So everybody take care of yourself, and continue to move forward. Understand that you're going to have really good days, and then there's going to be days that you don't even feel like getting out of bed. Those are the days that I just, you know, really move forward, because I can sit and overthink those things. And, like I used to in the past, I just do it now. Just get up and do what I need to do. And then, trust God as I go along. I'm looking forward to new beginnings, you know, like in the Bible with Job, when he lost so much, and his wife at one point told him to curse God and die. He was just at the lowest point of his life where it couldn't get any lower. But as he trusts God, God built him up, opened up new doors, new beginnings, and God will open up those new doors as you trust him. You don't have to be a religious person to have a relationship with God, you know. Talk to him like you would your natural father, have those conversations. That's what I do, and one of the things I can say is that God will open up doors that no man or woman could close. When he gives something to you and he wants you to have it, he's going to make sure of that. So for me, new beginnings is everything. Now that I've shut a lot of doors in the past and padlocked that, I look forward to new beginnings, and moving forward, and please continue to show up at this channel. Like I said, it's a no judgment zone. We're here to help people grow and evolve and be the best version of yourself, because taking care of your physical and mental health is everything. That's why I always encourage you to take time out of your schedule, your busy schedule, for yourself. Your mental and physical health is everything. Without that, you can't do anything else. It's better to have peace and be at peace as well, instead of being in pieces. So continue to move forward, and take care of yourself. That's the message today, everyone. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I will show up, but I'm not sure of the time. I'll be back here again tomorrow. So please hit that notification button so that you know when I'm on and you can join me. And people, if you have any specific topics about these situations, please let me know in the comment category. I'll be happy to address them. Because how I address things and help other people is by sharing past experiences of what I've gone through and how I've gotten through these things. Keep your environment positive as you can, you know. And, that's the message for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you for being here. I'm always going to encourage you to be the best that you can be. But that's it for today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please take care of yourself. Bye for now.